Richie, it's time for school.
Come in. I can't even write. Why do I even try? Welcome, traveler. It is Richard here, and today we'll be talking about how I cannot write, and I want to be author. Is that not weird? Is that not weird that I can't write, but I want to be author? You know, all of my life I have always struggled to write, to speak, because I have learned disability, a speech impediment, and that's why it's kind of also hard to figure out how to connect with people too, because it's like I have to figure out a way to talk in a very typical way to connect with. Anyways, so I have always struggled with that. I have an intellectual disability, right? But I've always wanted to make great art. I've always wanted to make films, write amazing fantasy books, and I remember I would write all of these drastic fantasy books, and I would be on my iPhone 4 because I remember when my mom got the iPhone 4, and after about 4 years later she gave it to me. I would be on my iPhone 4 and I would just be writing notes, pages of pages, like 50k words all in my notes, right? And it would lag so much, but I wish I kept those stories. But I would write dozens of just pages of a whole bunch of stories, and I wouldn't care how bad the grammar was, right? But when I got to English class, and when in English class you had to write your own stories, I would always be so excited to do those assignments. But every time I would do those assignments, the teachers would hate me so much. They would be like, your grammar is horrible, it's horrible, there's no paragraphs, there's no this. And growing up today, although there's so much trauma I have from there's so much trauma I have from teachers and horrible English teachers that hated my guts. I think I've only ever had one good English teacher, and she was from summer school, and she actually loved my stories and everything. But just having all of that, it's something I still struggle with today. When I'm writing my books, although the stories are although I'm neurodivergent and I have always lived this world as a very sensitive being, and I soak up a lot of people's emotions, and I do all of that, I still, I can make very emotional characters and very real characters, and just characters that will make people cry. I remember my beta reader for my first book, he bawled his eyes out reading my book. Although the grammar is very bad, my characters are just very good, right? But sometimes I just feel like I won't be able to make it. I won't be able to write anything because there's so much grammar that goes into it. There's so much rules, so much periods and commas, and it makes my head hurt. A lot of times I just want to write. I just want to blah, 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 and I just want to write a good story, but then I have to focus on grammar and periods and commas, and it makes it a struggle. And I think that's why I've been stuck on the fourth draft of my first book for so long, because it's this is such a struggle. But I'm trying my best to do it. But then a lot of times it's I hate myself. But then after I look back at it, I'm like, no, this is pretty good. And then when I show it to other people, they're like, no, this is pretty good. But then after, I'm just I can't get the grammar right. And I feel it's just my personality. I shame myself too much. But it comes to a point in time where I just don't even open my computer or my MacBook, because I'm just there's no point, because I can't write. But at the same time, I can write. So it's I need to just look within myself, and you should look within yourself. If you if you have learning disability, or if you have any of that stuff, you can still write books. I guess I'm talking myself through it as I make this video in this backroom's garage here. I guess you can just talk yourself through it. And I also think where this shame comes from is definitely, the teacher I was talking to you guys about. That teacher was so rude, and it stayed with me because I remember there would be so much assignments that I would have to do, and so much different things I had to do, and I had IEP. I learned, so I would like after class I would go down. I mean during class, like after the teacher taught us whatever she was teaching us, I would go down and after I would do my work, right? And this particular teacher, I think she was extremely like envious of me. And I know people say like, oh no, people aren't envious of you, people aren't jealous of you, but it's so weird how teachers can be envious and jealous of you even if they have better things than you or even if they have better grammar than you, because in her classes I would always be very like confident and like, oh, I want to be an actor, I want to do this and that, right? And this particular teacher, she actually went to school for acting, but then she became a teacher. And I remember when she would tell me like she had like the most maddest face on her face, like she was so mad when I was telling her I want to be an actor, author, whatever. And she just looked so mad that I told her that. Like she looked so mad. So I remember like all the assignments I would do in her class, I would get graded horribly on them because my grammar wasn't good. And I would always ask her, hey, can you show me like how to do it, right? And she would be telling me, oh, I can't show you how to do it. I can't show you how to do it. And like she would say it in the most scrawny voice. Like she was like so miserable. I think her name is Miss B. Like she really was a B. She was a BITCH, right? So she would do that. And I remember I would go down and I would get help from my teacher, like the learning disability teachers. Like she would help me, and I would be like, oh, that's how you do it. And I would write it, and then after a while I would come back up and I would tell her, I would show her it, and then after she would be like, oh, okay, it's good, but I can't grade it since she did it for you. So that class was just like I really hope like people like kids that were like me. This only happened like, let's see, I'm 24 now. This only happened like, I don't even know, 7 years ago, right? But I really hope like school systems are better now to protect neurodivergent kids, because teachers will hate you for no reason. So yeah, anyways, she would do that constantly, and she would be like, I can't show you. I can't show you. So I'm like, so why are you a teacher if you can't show me how to put a paragraph together? If you can't show me how to do commas or everything, why are you a teacher? I am not supposed to go to you to be a teacher? Like, I'm confused. So her class, I always got bad marks. I swear I ended her class with like a 50% or something like that. She was the worst teacher ever. And honestly, I'm still going to be successful. But I think that weighs down on me sometimes, because it really makes me be like, it makes me think that like, oh, nobody has ever like, whenever like I was a kid, nobody really looked to me to be like, oh, he's going to be successful. He's going to be book smart. And I feel like when I'm writing, it kind of sometimes it affects me. I'm like, wow, do I really know what I'm doing? Can I really make it as somebody with this type of build? But at least I'm not computer shaped. But anyways, can I really make it? And I think about it a lot. But I don't know. Just I think that's the beautiful thing about like when you tap into your gifts. That like I feel like your gifts just always tell you that you could make it, because when I'm writing these scenes, I'm like, these scenes are too real for me not to make it. And it sounds kind of like delusional, but I am delusional in a good sense that I feel like if I really try my hardest, I believe I can get an agent and book deal. I really believe it, honestly. Like I don't even care about people looking at me with evil eyes or looking at me this and that. Like I don't think people can stop me from achieving my dreams or achieving my destiny. So that's why a lot of times I'm very in touch back with my childhood and in touch back with who I used to be, because a lot of people have just tried to break me down over all these years and make me feel like I'm whatever, but I really feel like I am a big deal. And if you're watching this and you have a learning disability or whatever, or you know somebody that has a learning disability or is in neurodivergent, you're a big deal also. Like you are so like what you feel is something that humans can't even like. What you feel and how you express it is something that a lot of humans can't even do themselves, and that makes a lot of humans jealous. But what they don't know, they don't know how you have to carry it. They don't know how you have to deal with a lot of baggage. They don't know anything. All they know is that the way you express yourself unapologetically and the way you are yourself, you are that being, that makes them be just filled with rage. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. More videos to come on the way. I am neurodivergent, so videos are always gonna kind of go kind of okay. Um, I love you. Always remember me, traveler, because I always remember you.